Governor Walz, I'm addressing you directly. Today, you committed suicide with your political career because you took on a group of people in your state called the drivers, right? Offering transportation, driving people around, making sure that people get to hospitals, get home safe, if they're drunk. You threw this entire group of people under the bus by giving them a double middle finger to drivers and saying, you know what, I'm going to veto your ass because I will not allow the minimum wage, right? This corrupt SOB, ladies and gentlemen. Remember his name? Easy to remember. W-A-L-Z, Walz. We are going to waltz you out of office at your next election. Democrats, Republicans together, vote him out. This is his first veto, and he showed the world, he showed his state, he showed his people who he cares for most, and that is the companies. Now, Uber and them, they were popping champagne and celebrating. After this fool here, look at him well. After this fool vetoed today, after the House had passed it, the Senate had passed it, right? Everyone agreed drivers should be earning more. And what does this guy do? And ladies and gentlemen, when the information comes out, how much campaign money, because it's all about these guys, let me look at big contributors. Uber contributes a lot of money, man. A lot of money, Mr. Walz. You must be enjoying that campaign money, right? But guess what? You work for Minnesota people, right? You don't work for Uber Technologies or Lyft in San Francisco who are putting campaign dollars in your account. So wait until those numbers come out. Now, drivers, and not just Minnesota. Minnesota drivers must be so disappointed tonight. They fought. They got it through the House. They got it through the Senate. And then this fool here with his signing power, with his pen, veto them. And what was his excuse, ladies and gentlemen? What did he say? Right here, here's what he says. And this is the typical BS political talk, right? This is what he said. Rideshare drivers deserve fair wages and safe working conditions. I am committed to finding solutions that balance the interests of all parties, including drivers and riders, Walz said in a statement. This is not the right bill to achieve these goals. Really? Well, the bill passed the House and the Senate. So they already voted. Now suddenly your veto pen, because Uber, whichever politicians or lobbyists were offering you the money, right? I do not buy 1 minute of your bullshit, Mr. Walz, when you say that, right? Because you succumb to the most powerful lobbyists and the most powerful company that put $220 million into California. They bought your ass and you threw these drivers under the bus. And our promise to you, Mr. Walz, is the one thing is when I lock in on someone, when I lock in on Dara Khosrowshahi, when he's on my sites, right? When he's on my sites, Walz is on my sites. So when you're up for re-election, guess what happens a couple of weeks? This channel and all gig workers become united to vote you out. You do not deserve to be in office if you allow Uber to get away with this, right? And what were these people fighting for, ladies and gentlemen? What did he veto? Governor Walz issues first veto, blocks the bill setting minimum wage for Uber and Lyft. What did they want? They wanted minimum wage. They were not asking for much, right? But you're just too afraid. You're too afraid because Uber held the gun to your head and said, listen, Walz, if you do not veto this, we're pulling out. And Walz, with his soft testicles, right? Soft testicles like cotton balls, right? There's no steel or titanium balls in your pants, Mr. Walz. You are a weak coward, a sellout, and the people will make you pay, right? So what we are going to do today after this video is let's get active on social media. Vote Governor Walz out. Hashtag vote Governor Walz out. He did not stand up after the House passed it, after the Senate passed it. No, he took Uber's call and said, don't worry, I'll veto. How much campaign money are you putting in, right? There's no other reason you vetoed this. And your excuse is beyond pathetic, right? If you are not signing in the minimum, don't come to us and say, oh, I want to protect the workers. I want to protect this bill, right? So this is sad, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna read you his pathetic reply, right? His pathetic excuse why he signed off. He does, my friend. This guy has genuine cotton balls, right? Genuine cotton balls. There he is, right? This guy. So let's dive in here. And these guys, you guys now have the power, right? Switch those apps off. Cherry pick. You guys need to fight. You should be so motivated right now. You guys should be so motivated right now. You had the House approve you. You had the Senate approve you. And your enemy in Minnesota is Governor Walz. You vote him out. Straight out. Right? And you, Mr. Walz, just completely destroyed your political career because you have no idea who you're up against. Right? So succumbing to threats, oh, they're going to jack up the prices for riders. Oh, we're going to pull out of the state. Really? You allow a corporate company to dictate, right? You don't have any balls, your little soft cotton balls in your pants, your little testicles, right? Nothing there. Absolutely nothing there, right? You backed Uber on this? Really? Wow. Shame on you, Governor Walz. So he issued the first veto of his entire tenure on Thursday, striking down a bill that would have set minimum pay rates, just the minimum pay rates for Uber and Lyft, and he struck it down. I want to know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know, how much money did they pay you, Mr. Walz? How much money did they wire into your campaign? What did they promise you? So that you grabbed the pen after the House voted and the Senate voted. It was already through. All you had to do is sign off. No, but you issued a veto. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? You know why this man vetoed that bill? Because Uber and Lyft pay big money. Big contributions. So those lobbyists were working overtime. Overtime, ladies and gentlemen. So he struck down the bill. Walz's office announced the veto hours after Uber said it would pull out of Greater Minnesota and only provide premium services. Walz, haven't you followed Uber's lies and Lyft's lies, the threats that they make, the empty threats? We will do this if you do not listen. We will punish you if you do. Really? So you gave in to those little threats? And in the past, haven't you studied state by state what Uber has been doing and never followed through? So you think maybe, they were not bluffing you? They were serious that they would pull out? Hell no. And what? Uber was popping the champagne, my friends. They were popping the champagne, right? Popping the champagne because this fool, Governor Walz, would not sign off on the minimum. Again, they get away with murder. And I don't want any driver in the United States or abroad to be discouraged by this, right? Do not fear these governors. Do not fear these political people, because we, the people, have the power. We vote their ass out. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans or independents. We vote their ass out. The moment we find out who you are loyal to, corporations, who pay your campaign dollars. That's the moment. Adios, muchacho. Hit the road. You're out. You're out. You have destroyed your political career. This guy has no idea what strikes are coming, how motivated these people are, and how many of us fight together. Wait till we push the stories, and I want every single person, 89 people in the house, just take the link after it's done, boom, put it on Facebook, tweet it out, blast him, attach him. You go on to Twitter. Let's find out. What is his name on Twitter? Right, let's find out. Anybody got it? Write it down in the comments. Let's find out what his name is on Twitter. Let's find out right now. Governor Walz. Let's see. Governor Walz. And let him know we are voting you out. Right? We have the numbers. This is not just personal for these drivers in Minnesota. This is personal for every driver in the country, right? Because when you find out that Uber pays off these politicians with donations, campaign money, and uses lobbyists, millions and millions of dollars, doesn't matter whether you're in Texas or in Florida or California, you're pissed off. You're pissed off for your brothers and sisters because you were celebrating. I was celebrating a victory. I had no idea. I am dumbfounded that this fool made this strategic political mistake. The House passed this. The Senate passed it. I mean, Republicans and Democrats have to vote together to pass it in the House, to pass it in the Senate. This means one thing. What type of money did you accept, right? And there he is. There he is, right? There he is. At GOV Tim Walz. And you are going to attach that when you tweet at Governor Tim Walz. Shame on you for not standing up for minimum wage. Don't give us this bullshit, right? I'm going to read you his bullshit again, right? I am fucking furious, ladies and gentlemen. I am furious because I also put the hours into this, also supported these people, rallied behind these people, put in the text messages, the calls, the videos, and I thought we had it. I thought we had it. But what I did not know is that what Uber would offer would throw big money at these guys. And he could buy this son of a bitch. He bought, Dara Khosrowshahi bought this son of a bitch. And we are going to vote him out, right? In the same email announcing the veto, the governor said he issued an executive order to convene a working group, including drivers, riders, transportation network companies, to make recommendations for legislation next year. Let's delay this for another year. Let's not address the core problem. Let's not pay the minimum wage, right? No interest. Let's delay this for another year so that maybe in a year when it comes up again, you can, let's get it straight, your campaign can benefit a second time. You have one whole year to collect additional money from Uber and Lyft. How much will you pay me, Uber and Lyft, so that I make sure next year this legislation is watered down or doesn't even pass? And that is why I used my veto pen. I can only say, shame on this governor, shame on this governor, and be ready to waltz out of office, right? You know the waltz where you dance? We are going to waltz you straight out of your office. There we go. Waltzing around. Waltz, Matilda. And we're waltzing around. We're going to waltz him straight out of the Capitol, out onto the street. And drivers, show up there. This is absolute corruption, maximum degree, right? This is absolute, disgusting corruption, right? He didn't have to do this corrupt pig, but he did. He threw all of these people under the bus. And you people in Minnesota are going to vote his ass out. So rideshare drivers, he says, rideshare drivers deserve fair wages and safe working conditions. I'm committed to finding solutions. Next year, let's talk about it next year. Let me just veto right now so I can get some campaign dollars and some more campaign dollars and next year. But you know what? Let's delay this. Never mind what the House has said. Never mind how the Senate has voted. Let's delay this. Seriously? Seriously, Mr. Walz? The legislative session was one of the most consequential for workers in at least a generation, while business interests were repeatedly rebuffed. There were two notable exceptions: Walz's veto of the Uber and Lyft regulations and a bill backed by the nurses union to increase nurse staffing levels, which failed after the Mayo Clinic threatened. Uber and Lyft celebrated the veto. Uber and Lyft celebrated the veto. The champagne, my friends, the champagne bottles, they were popping in San Francisco. We got him. We bought him. He caved. Mr. Soft Testicles, we own him. We will own him next year. He saved us. And another bottle of champagne, and another bottle of Cristal, and another bottle of $400 Don Perignon. Tony West pops his bottle. Tony Zhu, David Risher, Derek Koshashawi, Tony West, all of these guys popping champagne there because they own him. They own him. They own this soft testicled man. They owned him, right? So, lawmakers should pass fair and other. Uber and Lyft celebrated the veto, saying the legislation was rushed and would have made rides unaffordable for the majority of the customers. Unaffordable? You can't pay the minimum wage and then your fear marketing to them is, oh, we're going to jack up your prices, it's going to be unaffordable, and if you do not veto, we're going to pull out of your state. But this weak individual called Governor Walz, and shame on the rest of your family, right? This is the guy that you put in office who throws hardworking people under the bus, right? It shows again where this man's priorities are, ladies and gentlemen, right? He belongs to that corrupt group of people that say corporations over the people. Let me get this very straight here. Corporations, corporations own you, right? People, I don't represent the people. I represent the corporations that pay. Vote him out. The bill regulating Uber and Lyft passed on Sunday after weeks of organizing and trips to the Capitol by hundreds of Uber and Lyft drivers. Can you imagine the disappointment tonight? The anger, the upset, after fighting, after brawling, round after round after round after round, going back to the Capitol, switching your apps off, going to fight, getting back in the ring, into the third round, into the fourth round, all the way to the 15th round, and the bell goes and the House votes in your favor. The Senate says you have won the fight, but no, last minute efforts, last minute lobbying, boom, vetoed, shut down, right? So while Uber and Lyft had access to the administration and elected officials, I want to make it clear that not once has the administration reached out to drivers, not one single conversation. It is clear that the misinformation spread by transportation network companies, right, the TNC, own his ass, stuck without an opportunity for rebuttal. Fateh previously said the governor made a commitment to sign the bill, which the governor's office denied. Uber estimates the regulations would have caused the price of rides to increase by at least 50%, causing demand to drop by 30%. That, my friend, is just part of your fear mongering, of your fear campaign, right? The bill required transportation network companies, including Uber and Lyft, to pay drivers $5 minimum fee plus $1.45 per mile and 34 cents per minute in the 7-county Twin Cities metropolitan area. Drivers in Greater Minnesota would have been entitled to $1.25 per mile and 34 cents per minute. That's not money, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the minimum. And I do not want drivers around the country to get discouraged, right? Go to war, get the politicians involved, and hopefully, right, Washington got it passed. Washington governor signed it into power. Hopefully, they are not bought out politicians like Mr. Walz. But I really don't want drivers to get discouraged over this, right? The rates proposed in Minnesota's bill for Twin Cities metro area were slightly higher than those mandated by Washington State, which is $1.27 per mile and 37 cents per minute, right? The bill passed by the legislature also included protections for drivers against wrongful termination. So you basically said, screw that. Allow the wrongful terminations to go ahead. We'll deal with this next year. In the meantime, Uber and Lyft wire money into my account. Here are the digits. Here's the account. Wire your cash to my campaign. The company said those rules would have forced them to find victims of assault or other serious misconduct to testify in order to keep problem drivers off the platform. Uber and Lyft, you are doing nothing on safety. Absolutely nothing. It's atrocious. So here, this fool here, Governor Walz, executive order, establishing the Governor's Committee on the Compensation, Well-being and Fair Treatment of Transportation Network Company Drivers. Tim Walz, man with the soft testicles, Governor of the state of Minnesota, by the authority vested in me and by the donation dollars paid by Uber and Lyft, by the Constitution and applicable statutes, issue the following executive order. I will continue sucking Dara's dick. I will continue sucking David Rish's dick. I will continue to take money from them and stand up for these guys, right? I will continue supporting these corrupt companies and throw the drivers under the bus. So, rideshare has dramatically changed the personal transportation industry with a mix of both benefits and drawbacks for customers and drivers. The benefits of TNCs include convenience, increasing transportation access for low-income communities and individuals with disabilities. Don't give us all this fluff, you fool. We know what the industry is about. You don't have to try and sell us why you threw these people under the bus. We know the truth. For the reasons I order as the follow. The Commissioner of Labor and Industry will commission and oversee a study to obtain and analyze data. Oh, just prolong. Go and study some more data. You have all the data in the world, ladies and gentlemen. You have all the, oh no, go study more data. We need more data. Ladies and gentlemen, they were asking for the minimum wage. Governor Walz, they were asking for the minimum, right? Why do you have to go and pay a couple of additional millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to get more data, to go and hire companies to get more data? Don't you understand that they cannot pay their bills, cannot pay their car, cannot pay their gas, and they were fighting for the minimum? And I want to remind Mr. Walz, the House signed off on this, and the House comprises Democrats and Republicans alike. Signed off, done. Then it went to the Senate. There were Republicans and Democrats, signed off, done. What happened afterwards, Mr. Governor Walz? Did the phones ring? Did the lobbyists visit your offices? Did they knock on your door in the Capitol and say, listen, we'll take care of you? Delay, right? Shame on this fucking bastard. Shame on him, right? The Governor Committee on the Compensation, Well-being and Fair Treatment of Transportation Network Companies is established. The committee objectives are to provide a forum to engage. There's enough engaging. They want to get paid. We're sick and tired of engaging. Pay the people. Pay them what they deserve. Drivers around the United States, learn from this. Be more active. Be stronger. Fight harder. Go to war with these companies. Drag them in. Get the bills passed. Hold these politicians accountable like we will do tonight. Everybody in this room, 131 people. First, I want 131 likes. This is my time, my friends. I could be in bed. I could be having dinner. I could be cooking myself a T-bone steak. I'm sitting here fighting for the drivers. Give me a fucking like. Thank you. Please hit that like button. So, the other thing is here, By January the 1st, 2024, provide recommendations for state policy and legislative changes, right? The members of the committee are the commissions of the following agencies, or the designees: Department of Commerce, Department of Labor, Industry. Oh my God. Rideshare Rodeo in the house. Shame, shame, shame. Thank you. Steve understands. Rideshare Rodeo. Thank you. Right? So all this bullshit here basically just means all of this, right? All of his reasons, right? Just means I enjoy sucking Dara's dick. I enjoy sucking David Rish's dick. I will continue taking their money, and I couldn't care a damn what the drivers say. The executive order is effective 15 days after publication in the state register and filing with the Secretary of State. The determination that any provisions, blah, 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 Tim Walz, blah, 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 right?
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
I'm angry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've noticed I'm angry because I put so many hours into this, and I didn't even put the hours into this. The people that went to the Capitol, the people that were striking, the people that wrote the bill, so much time and money wasted, and this fool marches along. He just waltzes in with his little pen. Veto, write me the letter, I will veto. Guess what? Social media, pass the video to him at GOV Tim Walz on Twitter. Shame on you. We are going to vote you out. And that day when the elections come, and when he is up for re-election, watch his face. Oh my God, I did the wrong thing a few years ago. I should have protected the drivers. Right? No, Mr. Walz. You took the money from the corporations. Vote him out. It's his first veto. It's his first veto. How much money did you get paid? How much money did they wire into your account? Answer me that. First person to get me that information, what Uber donated. If you can, first person to send me a screenshot of something, I'm going to do something nice for you, right? But again, social media, hammer him, please. Hammer him. Hammer him. Hammer him, hammer him, hammer him. Show him who's the boss. Show him that we are ringing and we are screaming from the mountaintops and sirens. Sirens, right? You have a lot of angry people on your ass right now that are going to vote you out because you showed your state, you showed America who you care for. You care for Dara Khosrowshahi, Uber, and the companies. And you said, let's get more data. Let's prolong this. Let's check in next year. Corrupt piece of shit. Raw is right. Corrupt MN governor. Let's get that going. Hashtag corrupt MN governor. Tweet him tonight. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you're all part of these Facebook pages, right? Put the links in the shame on governor, hashtag whatever, vote him out, corrupt Minnesota governor, San Diego Rideshare Pro in the house, preach the message of truth. Thank you, my brother, I love you. I appreciate you, Thomas Gibson, in the house, right? Let's get it out there. Let's send these politicians a very loud and clear message. When you F around with drivers, when you try to destroy drivers' lives, and you cannot even live up to the minimum wage, we will vote your ass out. Right? Simple. O-U-T exclamation mark. Out. Why? Because we will simply not put up with the bullshit. The people own you, not the corporations.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
That's horse shit. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit. Right? Rideshare Rodeo. Thomas Gibson, Sergio was in there. Sergio, in my live stream today, Sergio said, guess what? They just announced it. He vetoed. I'm like, you kidding me? I'm driving there. Brr, what? I couldn't even Google. So the moment I stopped the car, I Googled. And there it was. This arsehole, the man with the softest testicles in the United States. And let me remind you, Mr. Walz, you may think you have titanium balls. Your balls are softer than cotton wool right now, because you are so vulnerable as a politician, because these people are angry and they are going to vote your anus out of office. David Sink in the house. Let's show this fool who is the boss, right? We are the boss, and we are going to literally shit all over your campaign. That's what we're going to do. I need to calm down a bit, otherwise I'm going to get a heart attack. Vasilios Pittis in the house. I need to really take some deep breaths here. I'm angry because I know how many people put work into this. And I thought, wow, Democrats and Republicans coming together. House signs off. Yeah, now it goes to the Senate. In the Senate, Democrats and Republicans coming together. They sign off it, and I'm thinking, damn, finally we're making some headway. But what I didn't realize is how corrupt these people are, how corrupt Dara Khosrowshahi is, how corrupt his lobbyist is, how weak these politicians are, how weak they are, because it's that money, it's those little threats that these companies make to these people. We will punish you. We will not pay you. We will not wire you campaign money, right? You have shown tonight, you have shown today who you back, Mr. Governor Walz. And why am I making this video? Let's hit the like button. I want to get to 100, please. Devo Meister in the house, right? Let's everyone hit this. I want to get to 100 likes, because the more likes, the higher the video behaves in the algorithms. That's a fact. So the more likes you get on a video, the higher you rank. So as my friend Dustin says, smash the frickin' like button, right? And if you agree with me, let's shit all over these people like this, right? I don't like this, because we were making progress. This is a major setback. But I think what it's going to do, it's going to light the flames, right? Fuego. These guys are going to fight now. You watch the protests. Watch the protests in Minneapolis. Watch that Capitol. They will be there. I don't know, tomorrow, but maybe on the weekend, the drivers will show up there. And we're going to make you regret the fact that you just used that veto pen. After the House voted, after the Senate voted, everyone was for it, everyone was happy, the minimums were achieved. The minimums were achieved, ladies and gentlemen. I am not making that up. The minimums, right? The absolute minimums were achieved, right? That's what they were fighting for, the minimums. They did it in Washington. Regina's in the house, right? If you are in Minnesota, you have the right to be pissed tonight, right? There it is. Let me make this clear here. This is their main newspaper, Minnesota Reformer. Governor Walz issues first veto, blocks the bill, the bill was for the minimum wages for Uber and Lyft drivers. And he said here, double whammy. That's what Walz said. Walz. We're going to smack you out of office, right? We are going to smack Tim Walz out of office. And any other governor out there, learn from this. Because we are going to show you, we are going to show politicians what happens when you back the corporations, right? It's disgusting. Troy, he said, wow. That's what I said, wow. I had exactly the same reaction. I said, wow, I cannot believe that this guy just started blowing Dara Khosrowshahi. Dara, show me the money. My name's Tim Walz. Dara, show me the money. My name is Tim Walz. That's what he did. You know what? It's sad. Got to learn from this free spirit in the house. DTLA gig worker. Does this destroy our resolve? No ways. Does this make us fight harder? 100%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you buckle up. You put on the gloves. You go training. It's knockout time. We are going to knock out Governor Walz straight out of office. We are going to waltz you, boom, boom, straight out of office. On the canvas, lights out of the office. Boom, it's over. His political career is over. He just kissed it goodbye. He does not know what can of worms. And what, I'm not saying this lightly, because I have spoken to the people. I know the people over there that were at the Capitol fighting. I know their resolve. I know their fighting spirit. Do you think they're going to walk away now and say, oh, it's over, we lost? Hell no. Hell no. They have gone back. They are strapping on the gloves. They are getting ready for war in Minnesota, right? And Governor Walz has no idea what tornado, what hurricane, what tsunami is going to come through his office. It ain't going to look good for you, sunshine. It ain't going to look good. Strike, strike, strikes. Shut the app down. Cherry pick. Minnesota, teach Uber and Lyft and these companies a lesson, right? That if they want to send their army of lobbyists and buy these people, you better. You're stronger. Fight back. And every person tonight, drop it on Facebook pages. Tweet him. Shame on you. Shame on you, Governor Tim Walz. You will be voted out. You will be voted out. Time to wake up says, stop driving. Stop. They need to stop driving in Minnesota. This is a double middle finger by this guy here, right? By Timothy, Cherry, we will slap you straight out of your office. Hi ho, it's off that Walz will go. We will march him out, kick him out. Hi ho, you're gone, my friend. You're done. DTLA gig workers, shut down the airports. Shut down Minnesota airports. Get the media involved. Show him who's boss. Show him who's boss. Now, my friends, I am rather exhausted. It's been a long, long day. Again, I had a midnight one. I had a 4 a.m. one. I had an 8 a.m. Drive. I had a 11 o'clock and I had a 3 o'clock. Exhausted. The money was good. The money was good today. But there was this big shadow, this big cloud over my day. And that was this veto. I could not... Well, at first my reaction was I did not want to accept it. This cannot be true. The House voted, the Senate voted, and I thought, wow, finally politicians coming together. Finally, politicians caring about drivers. And then once again, I realized how powerful corporations are. Because when you get your lobbyists involved, when you start flashing Troy in the house, throws down $5. When those lobbyists, right, open their wallets, right, they don't offer onesies. No, they don't pay with the ones. No, they don't even pay with they don't pay with the 20s, they don't pay with the ones. What are the politicians, what do? They say, no, with this type of money, small change, right? What, this is the money today I made, right? So how much did I make today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $900. That's not bad, right? This is how the politicians roll, right? Uber. wire me this into my campaign account. Wire this, not the ones. Tell your lobbyists, I don't want the ones. I want the 100s, and I want lots of them because the companies have lots of these. Wire them into my campaign. Screw the House, screw the Senate. I have the veto pen. Show me the money. Show me the money. Sergio's going to make a video about this. I know he is. He was so bitterly disappointed today. He's like, I cannot believe, Torsten, this asshole just vetoed it. Because you know why he vetoed it? Campaign money, my friends. Lots. He knows how deep Uber's pockets are. And don't come and preach to me. Don't come preach to us this bullshit here. Let me just read you his bullshit line. Really? So you exercise a veto and then you have the audacity. You have the audacity to write this. Rideshare drivers deserve fair wages. Hold on one second, arsehole. We were asking for the minimum wages. Now he comes out and says, oh, rideshare drivers deserve fair wages and safe working conditions. I am committed to finding solutions that balance the interests of all parties. No, I'm committed to finding solutions that balance my account once the company has wired in the monies, right? That's how you should have been honest with the media. But instead you try to put your little bullshit political spin. Oh, we'll get more data and we'll delay this to next year. Guess what? Next year he gets in more contributions. Now he knows his coffers will be filled with money. But what he doesn't know, who has the stronger resolve? Who has more manpower? Who has more social media power? Who can turn to the media at the blink of a, it's the drivers. The drivers of the power. We have 102. I appreciate that. Thank you. Drivers, learn from this. Fight harder. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Minnesota. That's all I can say. Uber and Lyft. Here they say, look, Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft celebrated the veto, saying legislation was rushed. No, legislation wanted the minimum pay. But they're celebrating there. They're popping their champagne. Good for you, Darakosha. Just remember, don't ever land in Minnesota. Because if somebody's going to see you, they're going to want your ass. Right? I don't think you're welcome in Minnesota. There's many states, including my state in California, where they hate him. He runs around with a security entourage, right? All got their little guns protecting Mr. Darakosha. Good luck. Good luck with that approach. Governor Walz, kiss your political career goodbye. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Out he waltz he goes. We will waltz him out of office. Hi-ho, hi-ho. They're all together now. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's out we waltz he goes. Bob Dobalina in the house throws down 2. Best democracy that money can buy. That's it. Democracy here. I was hoping, man. I saw those Republicans and Democrats come together, vote in the House, vote in the Senate, and I was thinking, yeah, baby, we have scored our first victory. And along comes the soft testicle man. Soft testicle man takes his power pen. Oh, bring me that paper. Bring me that paper. Oh, yeah, let me sign that paper. Let me protect Uber by signing a veto. Let me protect Lyft by signing a veto. We vote you out. All right, my friends, I had fun. I'm sad, but I still had fun. I had fun exposing this fool. So, appreciate all the donations tonight. We got $36, which pays for about 1/3 of my gas tank, which I appreciate. When I get donations, I love it because I put the donations aside and I fill up my gas tank. Allows me to drive and drive and drive. So my favorite client texts me and says, American Airlines tomorrow. So I'll be down there. I will be there. I will be there. I'm blown away, my friends. I thought we had this one in the bag. I thought we had it, and it slipped away. Shows you how powerful. Good night, drivers, free spirit in the house. Let me give you a shout out as we go out. If you haven't smashed the like button, do it right now. I want to give you a shout out before I leave. Thank you for being here. 114 warriors, 114 soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the relentless support. I ask all 114 of you, share on social media. Right now, this is the best channel on YouTube. I appreciate you. Much love back, my friend. Next one, Bob Dobalina in the house. Smash the like button. Who's the next one? Let me give you a shout out and light it up with cherries. Minnesota, it's cherry picking time. Switch off your apps and cherry pick. No more desperate. Teach these guys a lesson in Minnesota. Learn from this, drivers. Squeeze the balls. I mean, this guy doesn't have balls, but squeeze Uber's balls. Squeeze Lyft's balls. Let me give you a shout out on my way out. I need my bed. Climb and ride in the house. I disagree with going offline. Okay? I'm in LA. Fire Cell 5, City of Angels. Shout out to LA. America's finest city, Carrie B is in the house. Shut it down, Scott Stone. All right, my friends, my phone's blowing up here. I'm getting a lot of message. I appreciate you all. I wish you a good night. I ask you one thing. After this video is over, go and share it on social media. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Stick it to him. Right, Minnesota, we're behind you. Let's learn from this. Let's fight harder. We go to war. We go to war with this guy. Have a good one, my friends. All the very best. I appreciate you all. Good night. Thank you.